What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Mind Beyond Money. Today, we are on the computer and we're going to be going through a little bit of a budget breakdown. I'll be using mine that I did at the beginning of September. It'll be quite straightforward. We'll just break down like how I categorize all my spending and how I try and stay on top of that a little bit. And then just show a little bit of graphs, and then you guys can get a little bit of an insight of what I do with my spending. So to start, we have our mortgage and property tax, and also included in that is some life insurance and employment insurance, things like that are built into the mortgage payment. And that works out to about $1,515 a month. Keep in mind, this is a breakdown of mine and my fiance's finances or budget spending for the month. Next, we got phone bills, $220. And this one actually kind of needs to be updated because we got a recommendation, or I guess a deal, coupon, flyer, whatever you want to call it, in the email from Shaw stating that they're coming out with $45 phone line attachments if you have a internet bundle with them already. $45 with 25 gigs of data, which if you live in the States, it's probably not that great, but here in Canada, that's unreal. So my fiance was able to talk to her phone provider and knock $30 a month off of her phone bill. So on that note, make sure to always try and use other people's deals, other companies' deals that they send to you as leverage against your existing company for providing whatever it happens to be, if it's insurance or phone bill, anything really. Try and see if they'll match it, beat it, anything, even just knock a few dollars off your own. She's even in a contract and she still got that, so that's pretty amazing. So it's always worth a try. Next is car insurance. We have 2 vehicles on that. We do pay this annually to try and save a few dollars as well. Usually they like people who pay annually, they might give them a little bit of a discount. We've used our alumni from our universities that we went to get discounts as well. So look into that when shopping around for insurance. Home insurance, $125. We've bundled all these together actually. They do come out at different times throughout the year just to try and make it a little bit easier on us so we can save up for each one that comes out. Generally, we have enough savings for them, but it's a little easier if they're spaced out. So again, bundle, that's a big way to save there, and use your alumni discounts if there is any for your where you went to school or maybe where you work or anything like that. Next is gas and maintenance on the vehicles themselves. This number has definitely been a lot higher in the past, but we moved to a place where, well, we're both living, so we don't spend any time driving to and from each other's houses as a couple, because that can take up a lot of gas if you're driving across a bigger city or something to try and meet up 2 or 3 or 4 7 times a week sometimes, right? So this has definitely come down, and with my fiance staying at home, like working from home now with COVID, this has come down even more. And I don't even think, I think between the two of us, we spend less than $50 a month in gas. So the rest is just kind of being set aside in case we have any issues with our vehicles, and obviously like oil changes and everything. But the less we're driving, the less we really need to spend on gas and on maintenance because they're just not being used. So something to be mindful about living somewhat closer to where you work or spend most of your time, so you don't have to, extend too much of your finances just traveling. I know people who are living, 45 minutes to an hour away from where they work, and they as a couple are driving 2 vehicles into work. It's insane, right? Like the amount of time and money that you're spending on that is ridiculous. Now I know certain places this might be a little too hard to just move closer or whatever. It might be too expensive, thinking like LA or something, but if you can help it, try and live a little bit closer to where you work. Utilities for our property is about $300 a month. That fluctuates. Obviously in the summer it's way cheaper, closer to like, we've had a lot of them be under 200 because it's just electricity and no gas, but in the winter some of them have been closer to the 400 range, so I just put in 300. It's been pretty nice so far for this fall, so haven't really had to worry about heating yet either. So next, groceries, spend about 400. What we like to do is, one of the big chains here, they have a customer appreciation on the first Tuesday of every month, 15% off, and we'll go and get everything that doesn't expire throughout the month. Obviously we'll get other stuff as well, but all of our stuff that we need for the month, that's, you know, our meats, our whatever frozen stuff that we need, or anything that'll last over the course of the month, we'll go get that at the beginning of the month because it's 15% off on top of the deals they might have. And then we'll go like maybe once a week for just, you know, fruits and vegetables and stuff that does expire as time goes on. So that's that. Generally we are a lot lower than the 400, but there's the odd month where it comes into play. And eating out, generally about $100 a month. Sometimes it'll be a little more, but lately we've been doing really well with staying well below that. It's hard because if you go out for somebody's birthday or something, it's really easy to blow $40, $50, $60, $70 in one night. But if you're really diligent about it, then you maybe make that up on a month or two before. And still, you can just like maybe instead of each getting an entree or something, share an appetizer. Don't order expensive drinks, and you'll do a little bit better when in those situations. Fees, $15. It's really minuscule, but kind of throw that in there anyways. A lot of these numbers, as you can tell, are rounded to some nearest 5 or 10 or something, but MISC is $100. That'll be, I don't know, even random things like maybe a birthday present, Father's Day present, stuff like that. Usually pretty good at staying within that. December is a little bit different. Usually that's around $400 or $500 for Christmas presents, but $100 seems to be just fine for that. Clothes about $100. We don't spend a lot of time shopping, but you know, when you need something, you need it, so it's always nice to have a little bit of a clothes budget. And if you go and spend $150 one month, then you're not like stressed out. You just spend it, and you already, if you didn't spend it the month before, then you're in a good spot, right? Or you just skip out on buying anything next month. And so that brings our total to about $3,300. So overall, not doing too bad. The graph kind of shows how much of this is breaking down, and most of it goes towards mortgage and property tax and that little bit of insurance that we have. Yeah, I just like to make those, they're super simple to make on Excel, so it just kind of breaks it down because I'm a little bit more visual. Now we're on to the income, money coming in. So for my job, currently looking at around just shy of $4,400 a month. Get paid on a bi-weekly basis, so it's a little bit averaged out or whatever, and sometimes there's overtime in there, extra hours, so, but generally that's where I'm at. My fiance's job, about $25.50. Investment income, interest and side income, things that we're working on the side. It really doesn't make much yet. Only $100. This does not include our registered retirement accounts like TFSAs, RSPs, and the growth inside those or dividends inside those. We like to keep that a little bit separated, and this is only money that we generally put towards our, would actually be added onto our taxes. My fiance does have an RSP match, and that works out to about $171 a month. Obviously, we don't really see that in our cash flow because it's in her RSP account, but it should be taken into consideration because it works towards her total package. We do not have taken into consideration the fact that we both have health benefits, which are huge. And the total there works into out to, doesn't really matter. $72.15. And as you can see, we are definitely a little too reliant on our jobs, as most people are. And that is the idea of building up that gray sliver there, investment, interest, side income, etc., and trying to build that up. I mean, we are trying to build up our retirement accounts to be maxing them out first, but you know, one step at a time. That's why we're working on different projects right now too, because when you lose your job and you lose 70% of your income or something like that coming into your household, it can be a little bit tough to make it work, right? We do also have employment insurance, and then in Canada we have EI as well through the government. So we do have some things to protect us, as well as emergency funds and stuff like that, but it'd be nice to really not have to rely on the daily income of a job and the ups and downs of the economy that way. So anyways, over here I broke it down as a total, and I put amount of percentages that each thing is going towards out of our total cash flow of the 72.15. Can take those off the bottom. That works out to 100%. So mortgage and property tax works out to 21%. Big chunk of it going towards that, but I think, you know, I think there's people that spend, you know, 60, 70, 80% on their housing, so I don't think we're doing too bad with that. It would be nice to bring that down, and the best way to do that, I guess, would be bringing this up. But you can see that all the percentages break down. The next closest one to our mortgage is at 6%, and that is groceries. Generally, you know, your necessities are going to be your highest in your spending if you are not saving and investing too much. Next, we have investments down here to break down. About 27% goes to investments in a given month. Savings, about $2,000, and that works out to about 28%. So, as you can see, we're saving and investing about 55% at the moment. And sometimes a lot of these savings will be going into different projects, whether it's in, you know, around the house or something like that. But nonetheless, that's on average what we are saving and investing. And if you look at the cash flow chart, you can tell that those three items and then the rest of our spending basically, more or less, are worth a quarter each, which I think is a pretty good place to be at right now. Looking to up these numbers and up this one. Obviously, I think everybody wants to be saving and investing more, and obviously making more. But yeah, that's our budget breakdown. This is how I like to do it. Usually the first one that I'll do is I'll just like do a little chicken scratch on a piece of paper. I find that's a little faster to break this down. Now that I kind of have this template though, I just stick it in here. If I make changes, it's way faster, way easier. You can come and change it anytime. You can check it on your phone, whatever. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys were able to learn a little bit of something, pick something up, or just find it interesting seeing what other people spend their money on. And thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next video.